Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm going to try and put the link below to this article, but this is a list of weather modification patents from 1920 to 2018. And geoengineering, it's all right here. As you see right here, it says CC really looks more like weather warfare. They always have these, what looks like faces right there in the clouds when they show. It's very interesting. You can see the different patents. Here are the lists of patents all the way from April 27th, 1920, all the way up to 2018. The first one was for the process and apparatus for the production of intense artificial clouds, fogs, or mists. The next patent was April 10th, 1928, process of inducing artificial fogs. Then they have electrical systems and method, airplane spray equipment, aerial discharge device, method of crystal formation and precipitation. You can see the dates right there. Material disseminating apparatus for airplanes, metal chloride screening smoke mixture, controllable dispersal device, geoengineering technology. I'm sorry, it says generation of electrical fields. I don't know why I said geoengineering. Basically what it is, though. In October 13th, 1959, method for dispersing natural atmospheric fogs and clouds. And in 1960, cloud seeding, carbon dioxide bullet. And the only one you hear in mainstream media is the cloud seeding. Then you have March 24th, 1964, silver iodide cloud seeding generator. Then generation of ice nucleating crystals. Then electrostatic mixing in microbial conversions, electrically heated smoke producing devices. And right there, just an advertisement. Preparedness. Protect your home and car with the best lighting and EMP, which is electromagnetic pulse protection. Alright, switched on me. Moving on to the next one. September 20th, 1966. And I'm not going to give all the dates. You can read them right here. I'm not even going to read the dates and years. I'm just going to read the patents. Metallic composition for production of hydroscopic smoke. Means for communication through a layer of ionized gas. Cloud seeding apparatus again. Heating device for use with aerosol containers. Automatically adjustable airfoil spray system with pump. A rainmaker. Fluidized particle dispenser. Method and apparatus for seeding clouds. Method of producing precipitation from the atmosphere. I mean, look at all these patents. They were doing this way back when. Way back then. And if they've been doing this all this time, the geoengineering weather modification, it can be used for political purposes and used for their agendas. Claiming one thing in order to pass multiple bills. Alright. Artificial ion cloud. Control of atmospheric particles. And they have an advertisement for using a filter to drink clean water at home. And then it says 1970 method of cloud seeding system and method for irradiation. Irradiation, I'm sorry, not irradiation. I'm thinking of irrigation. Irradiation of planet surface areas. June 28, 1971, freezing nucleation. August 24th, 1971, methods of increasing the likelihood of precipitation by the artificial introduction of seawater vapor into the atmosphere windward of an airlift region. Next, we have treatment of atmospheric conditions by intermittent dispensing of materials therein. And you can see the patents and everything, the patents and the date of this weather modification geoengineering technology. Next, we have methods of treating atmospheric conditions, weather modification method, now October 19th, 1971, and then December 28th of that year, combustible compositions for generating aerosols, particularly suitable for cloud modification and weather control, and aerosolization process. And patent USRE 29142. This patent is reassurance and a reissue of patent US 3630950. Combustible compositions for generating aerosols, particularly suitable for cloud modification and weather control and aerosol or aerosolization process. Then, solar temperature inversion device, weather modification utilizing micro-encapsulated material. Then, pyrotechnics comprising oxide of silver for weather modification use. 1973, we have 2 patents, device for cleaning or for clearing impurities from the atmosphere, and pyrotechnic composition for generating lead-based smoke. Lead-based smoke. And lead is supposed to be dangerous and poisonous to humans. All right. Then we have 4 patents in 1974 shown here. Cloud seeding system, weather modification process, chaff dispensing system, and rocket having barium, and that is a big one I talked about. You can smell the sweet smell. Barium. It produces a sweet smell, and it had a bubblegum smell. I could smell it in the air when we had some storm clouds that were created. And I could smell it in the air. My mama did too. I did as well, and I told her I smelled that barium smell, and you could hear these planes going over. And it caused me to cough, but I could smell this sweet smell in the air. And they said barium, when mixed with certain types of chemicals to produce precipitation, can actually produce a sweet smell. And it smells like bubblegum when mixed with the material, the chemicals that they mix it with. And I could smell it in the air, and I knew they were doing weather modification. But rockets having barium release system of creating ion clouds in the upper atmosphere. More preparedness, get a satellite phone to communicate with your loved ones when internet and phones are down. So, kind of going backwards there, they're talking about using satellite phones, satellite internet, and satellite communications, such as Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, for when our technology fails us here on the ground. All right, the next patents they list, and the last one in 1974, is the methods of generating ice nuclei smoke particles for weather modification and apparatus. Next, we have the 1975 patents, and there are 5 of them. From April to October, freezing nucleant communication system utilizing modulation of the characteristic polarization of the ionosphere in the atmosphere. Which the ionosphere is a layer of the atmosphere, you know that. Apparatus for generating ice nuclei smoke particles for weather modification, powder contrail generation, and method of controlling weather. Again, October 28, 1975. We have 4 in 1976 from February to November. Method for fog dispersion, vortex ring generator, smoke generator, and broadcast dissemination of trace quantities of biologically active chemicals. And then another patent that was a reissue of this patent on the right, patent RE 29142, which is a reissue of 03630950. We have 3 in 1977 from February to July. No, we have actually 5 all the way to December 20th, 1977. So, combustible compositions for generating aerosols, once again, particularly suitable for cloud modification and weather control and geoengineering weather modification and aerosolization process. We have pressured chaff canister, a pressured chaff canister, a method of controlling and improving high latitude and other communications or radio wave surveillance systems by partial control of radio wave et al. And method and apparatus for triggering a substantial change in Earth's characteristics and measuring Earth changes. So triggering substantial Earth change. Look at this. Method and apparatus for triggering a substantial change in Earth characteristics and measuring Earth changes. So, when climate change supposedly began to take off in 1977, they had a technology, a weather modification technology, put out into the atmosphere, patented right here, patent 4042196, 4042196, patent number. A method and apparatus for triggering a substantial change in Earth characteristics. Huh, funny, the Earth's characteristics began changing then, the climate was changing. What a world. They create it and say that they are going to create the cure after making it happen. Moving on here. Don't want to be labeled a CT. 1977, the final one is dispersive sub-projectiles for chaff cartridges. And we have 4 in 1978 from May 30th to December 12th. The first being modification of ballistic properties of HMX by spray drying. 2, pyrotechnic cloud seeding composition. Number 3, dispersive sub-projectiles for chaff cartridges. And number 4, method and apparatus for production of seeding materials. We have 3 weather modification technologies released in 1979 from February to November. Weather modification of automatic cartridge dispenser. Weather mod automatic cartridge dispenser. Fluid bed chaff dispenser. Centrifugal aerosol dispenser assembly. And charged aerosol generator with uni-electrode source. Or unilateral electrode source. And from June 8th, 1982 to December 7th, 1982, we had arrangement for launching interference material. And arrangement for launching interference material, so interfering with the weather. White cover sheet material capable of reflecting ultraviolet rays. So, once again, reflecting the UV or ultraviolet rays, messing with the natural cycle. Procedure for the artificial modification of atmospheric precipitation, inducing weather, rain, storms, so on, as well as compounds with dimethyl sulfoxide base for use of carrying out said procedure. So, might as well just say producing rain and storms and messing with the weather. Procedure for artificial modification of the atmospheric precipitation, or basically creating precipitation, rain, snow, you name it. And from September 6, 1983 to November 15th, 1983, atmosphere modification satellite. An atmosphere modification satellite was launched. A satellite used to modify and manipulate the atmosphere. So, they thought we were going overboard by talking about weather modification, and then here they are releasing an atmosphere modification satellite in 1983. Then a system for multi-stage aerial dissemination and rapid dispersion of pre-selected substances. So, releasing multiple substances into the atmosphere, thus manipulating the weather. Final 2 that year were laminar. Laminar, microjet, atomizer, and method of aerial spraying of liquids. And method of apparatus for aerosol particle absorption. spectroscopy, stacked tube submunition dispenser. The list goes on. Two more in 1984. Method and means for weather modification, once again. And October 9th, bipolar fog abatement system. And in 1986, we have 3. Cartridge for launching decoys. Liquid propane generator for cloud seeding apparatus. And method for infrared smoke screen, or IR smoke screen. And a method of assembly of compacted particulates and explosive cartridge. Man, they've been up to a lot of work, haven't they? February 17th, 1987. We have the method and apparatus for modification of climatic conditions. Modifying the climate. If that doesn't induce or create climate change, I don't know what does. Method and apparatus, which they don't say what that is, for modification of climatic conditions. February 17th, 1987. Modifying the climate. A patent to modify the climate. Patent number 4643355. The next patent is for a method of producing cumulus clouds. And then particulate generation and removal. So a method and apparatus they use to modify the climate conditions. So modify the climate, then they produce created clouds, and then remove the clouds. So that's why these things don't seem natural. None of it does, because it's all being generated and messed with. I've noticed none of these systems, these weather systems, storm systems, none of it seems right. The next one is a method and apparatus for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and or magnetosphere. The magnetosphere protects us from solar blasts. You don't want to mess with that. But a method and apparatus for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and or magnetosphere. That's dangerous stuff. Then you have charged aerosol. And the last in 1987 is the method and apparatus for creating an artificial electron cyclotron heating region of plasma. And hold on, Alright, so the next one was apparatus for method for mixing and diffusion of warm and cold air for dissolving fog. Particulate generation and removal. Messing with the atmosphere, ionosphere, and magnetosphere. Charged aerosol. Method and apparatus for creating an artificial electron cyclotron heating region of plasma. So, heating areas of the atmosphere artificially. Electron cyclotron heating for regions of plasma. Who knows, that could even induce, like, making it seem like we have sunblasts. I don't know. But regions of method of dispersing particulate aerosol tracer. An apparatus and method for mixing the diffusion of warm and cold air for dissolving fog. Mixing warm and cold air together. Mixing and diffusing of warm and cold air for dissolving fog. And in 1990, we see one here for liquid atomizing apparatus for aerial spraying. In 1991, we see, looks like 6 weather modifications. Weather modification by artificial satellites. So, artificial intelligence satellites. Weather modification using satellites. Stratospheric Welsbach seeding for reduction of global warming. And then methods for producing a shell of relativistic particles at an altitude above the Earth's surface. The next one is a method and apparatus for generating and utilizing a compound plasma configuration. The final one that year was an artificial ionospheric mirror composed of a plasma layer which can be tilted. And in 1992, we have 3 from April to September, an apparatus and method for ejecting matter from an aircraft. Cloud seeding once again, and millimeter wave screening cloud and method. In 1994, from February 15th to June 20th, we have process for absorbing ultraviolet radiation using dispersed melanin, method of cloud seeding, patent 5360162. November 1st, we have method and composition for precipitation of atmospheric water, and patent 5425543. So that is 5425413, June 20th, 1995. Method to hinder the formation and break up overheated atmospheric inversions, enhance ground level air circulation, and improve urban air quality. The last in 1995, August 15th, tropical cyclone disruption. So messing with the tropical cyclones and disrupting them. February 20th, 1996, we have method of and means for weather modification. Method of hydrometeor dissipation. I cannot talk today. Method of hydrometeor dissipation. And then we have another method of hydrometeor dissipation. And then in 97, method and apparatus for modification of supercooled fog and methods for fine particle formation. In 98, we see 1 patent, use of artificial intelligence satellites or artificial satellites in Earth's orbits adaptively to modify the effort for that solar radiation would otherwise have on Earth's weather. So they used artificial satellites in Earth's orbit to adaptively change the effects that solar radiation, that the radiation from the sun would have on our atmosphere and our weather. Messing with nature once again. Then, in 1999, several patents were made for system and method for remediation of selected atmospheric conditions, decoy utilizing infrared special materials, method of measuring aerosol particles using automated mobility classified aerosol detector, method for aerodynamic particle size analysis, and weather modification by artificial satellite. And 3 in the year 2000. In the year 2000. In the year 2000. Okay, I had to do that Conan O'Brien thing. Alright, preparation of independently generated highly reactive chemical species. Preparation of independently generated highly reactive chemical species. That's a very interesting one. Solar-powered airplane. And then a method and apparatus for modifying supercooled clouds. A solar-powered airplane's not really weather modification, I don't guess, but atmospheric inversion layer destabilizer apparatus. And in 2001, we have automated mobility classified aerosol detector and a method of modifying the weather, again, unspecified. And then in 2002, we have 3 processed an apparatus for the production of nanofibers. Nanofibers. That sounds like something out of science fiction there, which nanofibers are the microscopic particles that, if I can get this to work here. But alright, I'm going to read these while I have the chance before this phone messes up again. Aerodynamic particle size analysis method and apparatus. And then propelled-based aerosol generation devices and method. In 2003, we have 3 here. Process and apparatus for the production of nanofibers, again. And rifle-launched non-lethal cargo dispenser. Artificial snow producing and releasing apparatus and method thereof. So creating artificial snow, or producing artificial snow and releasing it. So that's right there, June 10th, 2003. In 2004, we have a turbofan snowmaking system. Sounds like something on the episode of the Looney Tunes show where they went to the North Pole and put a giant fan up there and planned on making snow for Christmas. Foghorn Leghorn Daffy Duck. You'll have to look that up. Alright, method and apparatus for making snow. They had a turbofan snowmaking system and a method and apparatus for making snow. And that was in February and December. January of 2005 to May 2005, they had an apparatus for distributing and removing electrons and protons from the atmosphere, a method for extracting and sequencing carbon dioxide. This patent shown here, February 17th, 2006. They had an apparatus for lowering water temperature of sea surface. And in January of 2008 through October of 2008, water alteration structure applications and methods, aerial delivery systems, machine to get rid of hurricanes. Well, that really worked out nicely, didn't it? And, of course, then again, they seem to be able to manipulate these hurricanes lately, so marine water conversion. Apparatus for extracting and sequencing sequestering carbon dioxide. And in 2010, we have method of and a device for the reduction of tropical cyclones' destructive force, and method of interrupting a tornado. So could be why some of the tornadoes went wonky or wacky or crazy. Method of removing aerosols from the atmosphere in 2011. Carbon sequestration and production of hydrogen and hydride. And they went back to 2005 for some reason. Apparatus for disturbing and removing electrons and protons from the atmosphere. Method for extracting and sequencing carbon dioxide. And in 2006 and 2008, we have apparatus for lowering water temperatures at sea surface, water alterations and application method, aerial delivery systems, machines to get rid of hurricanes, marine water conversion. I already went through this, but they're doing it again. I don't know why they repeated that. The apparatus for extracting, sequencing carbon dioxide again, method and disruption of the tropical cyclones, destructive force, interrupting tornadoes, aerosols of the atmosphere again, production of hydrogen and hydride, charging the atmosphere again, charged and seed clouds. Seed clouds is a method for increasing particle collisions. In 2011, October 18, 2011, charged seed cloud as a method for increasing particle collisions and for scavenging airborne biological agents and other contaminants. In November 1st, 2011, seawater-based carbon dioxide disposal, enhanced aerial delivery system, and then in 2012 we have ocean wind water pump for de-energizing a storm and production of distribution of radioactive forcing agents. In 2013 we have apparatus for producing a mass of water vapor, apparatus for producing, moving, and climbing a mass of water vapor, and method of causing artificial stimulation of rain. So in 2013 we have technology for artificially stimulating rain or creating rain. The last in 2013 is aerial delivery device systems and methods. 2014 we have 3: water alteration structure and system, novel artificial weather influencing system, mist generating system. So a system to generate mist. And in 2015 we have January 27th through December 27th, 2016, method and system for switching between packages in a diffusion device based on liquid level sensor, or a liquid level sensor. automated wide-ranging anti-hail protection method and a network, system for facilitating cloud formation and cloud production or precipitation. So a system for facilitating cloud formation and cloud precipitation. So they can facilitate these cloud formations and precipitation. So they have a system in place December 7th, 2016 for actually creating clouds and precipitation like rain and snow. And in December 27th, 2016, they implemented a system for facilitating more cloud formation and cloud precipitation. February 6th, 2018, they introduced a method and device of weakening tornadoes and manipulating tornadoes. So that's very, very interesting. This is quite the extensive list. Let me know your thoughts on this, and I'll put the link below. Thank you for watching, and stay safe, everyone. That's a long list of weather modification technology. Signing out.